I'm going to need to definitely close this. Hello, Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. This is the first live stream for the book club. So we're talking about Ghost Story by Peter Straub. This is the book we read in June. So yeah, I will talk about that here in a minute. But first, just want to remind everybody that we are July's book is My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I know it's kind of close to the end of the month, but hopefully people have either started reading it or are almost done. I'm going to try to do these earlier in the month, like maybe the first weekend of every month or something. But so yeah, so get out there. What's up, Alex? How's it going? The book for August that you guys all voted on got 40% of the votes was Come Closer by Sarah Gran. This one's been on my reading list for a long time, like pretty long. I think this was published in like 2003, so it's pretty old. And I just have never gotten around to it. I've heard it's really good. So super excited about that. Going to start reading that here probably in the next, I don't know, week or two or something. Anywho, yeah. So the next order of business, I guess, would be we're going to read in September. I did post the poll for that already, but I'll just quickly go through the books that are on there. All righty. Can everyone hear me okay? I guess I should ask that. All right. Okay, good. This is my first try. I've never I didn't even do any test runs. I probably should have, just to test how everything looks and works. But we're doing it live. It's all good. So anyway, back to what I was saying. September books. The poll is up. So, but let me just rattle them off real quick. We got The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. Then we got Manhunt by Gretchen Fletcher Martin. Road of Bones by Christopher Golden. Just Like Mother by Anne Hetzel. Hetzel. And Sundial by Catriona Ward. I guess the theme for this is just new books that came out this year. I literally have not read a single book that came out in 2022 yet. So I basically just went through my shelf, all the books that I have accumulated thus far, but have not read yet. So that's what that is. So yeah, go and vote. And I don't really have like a preference on any of these. I would be happy with any of these to win. So yeah, just go for it. Anyway, without further ado, hello Bilbo and Gian. We're having a pretty good turnout. I was nervous. I wasn't sure how many people would show up to this. So this is great. Hey guys. All righty. So Ghost Story. Let's talk about Ghost Story. Yeah, I know this is a classic, but I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. I got bored at times, a lot of it. I kind of had to slog through the middle a little bit. I did mostly enjoy it. I think I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads or something like that. It was just kind of drawn out. There were parts of it that I felt like didn't need to be in there, could have been shorter. And it was close to 600 pages. So it was just kind of, hey, Samora, what's up? Um, yeah. Um, Basically, what this is about is there's a group of friends. They call themselves the Chowder Society. They're a bunch of old geezers. They're in their like 70s or whatever. There's five of them, and they meet, once a month or whatever, and just hang out. They're like friends, um, and they tell each other stories about the worst things that they've done or the worst things that they've seen, um, or whatever. So a lot of times they're scary stories or whatever. And uh, 1 year prior to the events of this, there was a party, and a man was one of the people in their group, Edward Wanderley, was found dead, and you don't really know what happened around that until later in the book. So I'm not going to say specifically, but he was found dead, and um, then that kind of set off a sort of some kind of weird like thing where strange happenings occurred, and then I don't know. It's kind of complicated to talk about what this book is about without spoiling stuff, but basically there's like shape-shifting kind of monsters uh, that exist throughout time, and they link in with this author who is the nephew of the guy who was killed. I don't know. It's a horror story. Yeah, yeah. Um anyway, uh again, it was kind of confusing at times as well as to like who the characters were. Maybe I just didn't really like connect with anybody specifically, but like I got the guys in the Chowder Society kind of mixed up a lot. Um, which who was who and who was doing what. Um, so yeah, that was another part that I kind of maybe didn't really like that much. But anyway, so um, a year after this party where one of their members dies, they get uh, together, and which one was it? Sears James tells a interesting story about a time when he was teaching before he became a doctor, and or no, John Jaffrey was the doctor. Sears was the lawyer. Again, got him kind of confused. But so when he was teaching, he was in a small town, and he tells a story about this kid named Finney Bates, who has an older brother named Gregory Bates and a sister, and um, they not accidentally, they kind of purposely push their brother off of a ladder and kill him because he's abusive or whatever. Um, and then uh, Sears kind of accidentally kills Fenny, or Fenny just dies. I can't remember exactly what happens, but um, it's this whole thing, and that story was really cool. I liked parts of this. Like I enjoyed that story. I enjoyed the after after Sears tells that story. The very one of their friends, John Jaffrey, who's the doctor, apparently commits suicide, jumps off a bridge. Although I think he's under the influence of some supernatural entity kind of telling him to do it or egging him on or something. So I don't think he was like totally in control of himself when he did it, but he jumped off a bridge and killed himself. That part was really, really creepy and weird as well. Um, so yeah, and then there's some strange things happening in the town. Farmers, like their livestock are being killed and drained of blood, but somehow there's no blood around and stuff. People think it's maybe aliens and blah blah blah. Now, all of these weird things are happening, and uh, the Chowder Society uh, they contact Donald Wanderley, Edward's nephew, because he wrote a book, and some of the events of that are going on in the town or whatever are kind of similar to the things that he wrote about. So they contact him to see if he can come in and kind of tell them what's what. Yeah, yeah, Samora. This book I think was more, I think, confusing than Yellow and Good Indians. Um, Mainly there was just a lot of characters and there was a lot of stuff going on that like it was just I don't know, and you didn't find out really what was happening until probably like 350 or 400 pages into the book. Um, so which I think was part of the reason why I was kind of slogging through it. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. Some people really, really like this book. I've heard a lot of people say it's like one of the greatest horror novels ever, but I disagree with that. I did not love it. I thought it was okay. Um, anyway, kind of back to the story. So you find out we're getting into deep spoiler territory, by the way, here. So if you guys haven't read the book and plan on it, just I don't know, maybe shut your ears for a little while. But years prior, like 50 years, when these old 70-year-old guys were young and spry in their 20s or whatever, they had a party where it was like I think she was an actress or something. Her name was Ava Galley, was there. And long story short, she kind of went crazy. She tried to have sex with all of them, and they killed her. Um, Sort of accidentally killed her, but kind of not. It was weird. Um, they were all, just about to graduate college, and if they came out, they would their careers and lives would be ruined. So they covered it up. They like drove her car off a bridge or something, um, but then her body like disappeared, and they saw a lynx, and they think that the lynx was her like spirit, or that she had shapeshifted into this animal and scampered away, escaped. Um, so yeah, now the shapeshifter Ava Galley, I think, now years later, is Alma Mobley, who oh, and also Amy Moncton. Hey, Alex. But yeah, yeah. I think a reread would be a lot better. I think maybe I don't know. Just like you said, being able to keep things straight in my head. Because like I said, I was very confused for a lot of it. Um, keeping track of who was who and what was what. Um, I do I do like, and I picked up on this pretty early that the like AM initials of the girls throughout the story, it was like that those were different iterations throughout time of this same kind of creature. So the same creature adopts these names. The only thing I was confused about was Ava Galley is not doesn't have the same initials. So is that the same entity, or is it a different version of this shape shifting thing? I was kind of confused about that. But yeah, so Alma Mobley, who was engaged to Donald Wanderley, and then Amy Moncton comes to town. She's like a young, attractive lady who gets a job as a receptionist at the lawyers. What is it? Sears James and Ricky Hawthorne. They have like a lawyer. They're like a lawyer practice together. She gets a job as like a receptionist there. But yeah, long story short, they're shapeshifters. They come to town. They like drink the blood of the animals, and they kill some people. They kill a bunch of people. They kill what is it? Peter, whatever his last name is, I can't remember. Peter something's mom in front of him. There's like a couple of teenagers. There's one teenager who's kind of like a bad egg. He's like I don't know. He's just not a very good guy. Goes around doing causing riffraff and stuff. They kill him. Um, yeah. But then the people that they kill kind of reappear as ghosts or something. I was kind of confused about that too. Like, what was going on there? Like, when they kill, like when Alma Mobley and her little shape-shifting gang of like werewolf vampire things kill somebody, do those people then become shapeshifters as well, or are they ghosts? I was very confused. Um, I was also very confused about the Mormon guy. Was he a real? Was he like real? Was who was this guy, or was he just like a random citizen under the influence um, of because he didn't really come up at all, and then all of a sudden there's this like Mormon dude trying to get Peter to like get in the car with him, and I was just like, what is going on? It was very confusing. Um, I didn't know if he was maybe he was Greg Benton, but in disguise. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Anywho, so after all the craziness and all the wildness, they all team up and uh, mainly, I mean, everyone dies, I guess, except for you got Sears and Ricky and Donald and this Peter kid. He's like young. He's like 18. He just graduated high school. They team up and they try to kill Alma Moncton, but she escapes in the form of like a butterfly or something, I think, or wasp. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, so then they kind of go away. They go wherever they're going to go. And Donald, um, who is, you know, in his 40s, he's a younger guy. He is on the lookout. He's like, where is this Alma Mobley? She's going to reappear. She's going to reappear in some other town and cause havoc. So he's trying to look for her. And he finds this girl, this little girl. She's like 8 years old, 10 years old, maybe. I don't know. And he suspects that she is the new form that this shape-shifting Manitou creature has taken. So he her, and he's going to murder her. And that's so the very beginning of the book starts out with him in a hotel room with this little girl, and he's like about to knife her to death. But he's like conflicted because he's like, if she's not this shape-shifting monster, this is bad. So anyway, so it comes back, which was nice because I was confused about that too. Like that happened, and then suddenly we didn't even talk about Donald or know anything about what was going on for like 250 pages. So yeah, I don't know. I guess my overall thoughts were it was okay. It would probably uh, benefit from a reread just because I think I would it would be clearer what was actually going on the second time through because it was very confusing. It was very long. Um, Probably could have been cut down quite a bit. Maybe I will reread it. The other thing I thought is that it takes place mostly in like the winter. Would be a really good book to read in like January, especially in Minnesota. I live in Minnesota. I don't know if you guys are aware, but winters are pretty brutal here. And they talked about like crazy cold and crazy snowstorms and stuff. So I just kept thinking it was like, you know, it was like June, it was like 100 degrees when I was reading this book. And the whole time I was thinking like, man, it'd be kind of nice if it was like really cold and like I could like bundle up under and watch the snow and like blah blah. You live in Minnesota, Jonelle. We should meet up sometime maybe. That'd be fun. uh, anyway, yeah. Um, I don't know if anyone has anything else they want to add. You can put it in chat, or you know, once the stream is done, the video will be posted. You guys can add comments, do whatever you want, and continue the discussion. Um, but yeah, yeah. Overall, this was fun. I liked this better than the previous format. I like being able to like kind of live chat. I know there weren't a ton of people in here, but I'm glad that that people showed up. It was great. So I'm going to continue doing this. And I think I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know if everyone kind of heard or what, but um, I hope you got to read The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I haven't read it yet. No. Although I do want to read it. And My Heart is a Chainsaw. I don't know if you've read that yet or know what it's about, but it kind of made me think of that. I don't know how similar they are, but there's a lot of stuff about Final Girls and all of that. I don't want to get too far into that because that'll be for the discussion next time. But yeah, I think they're pretty similar. And well, again, we can talk. I'll talk about this when we talk about My Heart is a Chainsaw. But yeah. Anyway. So yeah, this was fun. I don't really have much else to say about Ghost Story. It's a pretty good book. Maybe I'll reread it in January or something just to see what it's like on a second read. I think Peter Straub. I don't know. I think I maybe have a problem with his approach to writing because Samora. I read a little bit of sci-fi. I mostly just read horror and fantasy, but I'm reading The Expanse right now. That's my kind of big series that I'm reading, and I like it. I've heard The Three Body Problem is quite good, but haven't read it. So yeah, maybe I'll give it a whirl. And Melissa, hey, thanks for joining. Yeah, read next month's. What are we reading? Yeah, actually, let me just recap real quick. So July, My Heart is a Chainsaw. Read it. We'll do that, hopefully soon. August is Sarah Gran, Come Closer. Read that. And then I posted the poll for September. So go vote for what you want to read in September. There's like 5 books. They all sound great. So just pick one. Yeah. Cool. That's all I got. So Ghost Story. Yeah. Let me know in the comments and stuff, I guess, what you thought, and we can continue to talk about this if you would like. Anyway, that's all I got. So thanks everyone for coming. See you guys next time. Peace.